We're going to have some pretty hot temperatures, not only today, but even through the first full week of August. So let's get you guys a look at what's going on, especially in those upper levels of the atmosphere. That's going to help us kind of tell what's going on here at the surface level. So notice off to our south and east, that's where we have our high pressure system. We're going to call it the big blue bully because realistically, that's what it's doing. So once it gets to about Tuesday, notice it shifts a little further to the east and it's going to park itself over southern New Mexico. So that's where we're going to start to see more of that heat, especially as we go into not only today, but as we go into the rest of this week. So notice that our heat risk across the southwestern portions of the U.S., we're going to be, a lot of us here in New Mexico and even into Arizona are under the moderate heat risks for us here in the metro area. And some spots even seeing that major heat risk as well, where you see those reds and the extreme heat risk where you see those purples as well. So what that could look like as we go through those afternoon hours. Again, temperatures today, 97 degrees for your high here in the metro area. So that means we are going to be 7 degrees above the normal of what we should be seeing for this time of year. So again, it's very warm out there. It is summer, but it is very hot. Not only that, but some areas are going to see those triple-digit highs as we go into those later afternoon hours. Take a look at some of the other temperatures across the state. Only a select few are going to be below that 90-degree threshold. So not only that, but we're really not going to see too much in terms of relief from that heat. Once we get to about 10 o'clock this evening, we'll still be at about 80 degrees, and that'll be well after the sun sets. Unfortunately, we don't have much in terms of rainfall to really help cool us off either. Notice that the western half of the state is going to remain on that dry side. This has been updated now since the last time we showed this, but there is only a select few that may get a thunderstorm or two during those afternoon hours. And I really think that's going to remain off to the north and east, really focusing into Union County up here and again, far northeast side of the state. So that storm, and if it does pop up, could be on the strong to severe side where that has the potential of producing large hail, gusty winds, and an isolated tornado cannot be ruled out for portions of Union County where you see that yellow. That does include the Clayton area as well. For that green area, we're just going to be monitoring for the chance of the large hail and the gusty winds, which stretches from the west to the south of Union County. Not only that, but we've already received word from the National Weather Service that our temperatures tomorrow pretty warm out there. So we're going to see heat advisories tomorrow going into effect at noon and lasting with us through that 7 o'clock hours. We could see temperatures near at or above 100 degrees in certain areas. For us here in the metro, 99 is our forecasted high, but I wouldn't be surprised if we do start to see those getting bumped up to that triple-digit high. So across the state today, again, we're going to need to remain on that heat safety awareness side, not only today, but even as we go into the rest of the week. Take a look at some of these highs in Roswell because we don't have that, the clouds or the rain. We're going to see that high pressure system really just take effect and really warm those temperatures up. Not only that, but even across the northern side of the state, most of us are only going to be in the upper 80s to even some of us hitting the mid to upper 90s. Farmington, 99 degrees, not only Wednesday, but even as we get into the day Thursday. I think those 2 days are going to be the hottest days of the week for a good majority of the state. Even across the North Mountains, most of us seeing more just of those sunny skies. Temperatures, Red River, upper 70s, in some spots hitting the 90s as well. Santa Fe at 92 degrees by Wednesday and Thursday. So again, the hottest days of the week is once we get into that mid to late time frame of the work week. Across the East Mountains, even upper 80s in some spots, lower 90s in others. And again, mostly clear skies. For us here in the metro, again, it's all going to be about those temperatures as we go into the next several days. So again, remain heat safety aware, drink plenty of water. If you do take your kids to the pool, definitely add a bit more sunscreen, add the sunglasses. And if we can hit 100 degrees or higher on Wednesday, we may tie a record set back in 2023.